freshwater lake in central Florida, perfect for bass fishing or bird watching. Nope, boat racing. This is P1 SuperStock. Welcome to St. Cloud for the penultimate round of the 2015 P1 SuperStock Championship. Just south of Orlando, St. Cloud sits on the shores of East Lake Tahoe, and it's here where all the racing action will take place. Last year, this was the backdrop to the season finale, where GD Environmental just edged out Space Coast to take the overall title by 6 points. And although the championship won't be decided here this weekend, once again it's likely to be some familiar faces running at the front.
Oh yeah, with GD boat, us and them were like 6 points apart at the beginning of the weekend, and they wound up taking us at the end. But it was a great race. I mean, we had a great time racing them. We rode side by side most of every lap of every race, and it just came down to who won the last heat, and they did.
It was tight last year, very, very close, and we want to come back and nail it this year.
We've raced here twice, and we've won both weekends. We're coming here extremely confident and hoping for a third win. 3 out of 3 would be very nice. Lee and Sandy, we're very similar the way we race, and we're always close together. Number 17 is pretty quick too, so there'll be 3 of us, I'm sure.
Well, we've rounded the turn in terms of race weekends for 2015, and we're certainly on the home stretch, as after this weekend there's only one more to go. So what does it take to keep a P1 Panther race boat running throughout a whole season? Well, I caught up with Angel from Boat Wrench to find out.
Well, the great thing about the Evinrude engine is they're so reliable. So some of the little things that we have to do on them is we check for water leaks on the engines, for fuel leaks, change water separators, and just kind of tighten down all the bolts on the engine and make sure everything's tight. You have to check all the inside, and especially rough water races. We have to check, make sure batteries are held down properly, all the stringers are in shape, the engine's mounted tight to the boat itself. Make sure your bilge pumps are working, stuff like safety stuff. So it has to be done every race.
So hopefully the teams have managed to get all their pre-race prep done, and they're going to get the boats running just right. They're heading out now for the first of what we think will be 2 races today, weather permitting.
Counterclockwise rotation on this 2.1-mile course with 7 turns, including lefts and rights. The boats are lining up as we go on board GD Environmental with James Norville and Christian Young. This is on board Southeastern Lighting with Jason Morton and Trace Johnson as the boats are all lined up for their start. That's the pace boat off to the far left. The boats are lined up in the order that they drew for their initial lane positions. Bill and Elijah Kingery out of Columbus, Ohio, and Team Allison Oil. And we have a green flag, and it's Allison Oil off to an early jump in lane 2. And they are the first ones to get around turn 1. Southeastern Lighting Solutions goes across their wake into lane 2, but GD Environmental Services carrying speed on the outside to move into second ahead of Southeastern Lighting Solutions. Boat Wrench jumps across the wake. They're trying to find some clean water as they move to the inside behind Halloween Megastore. This is on board with Visit Jacksonville. This is only their 2nd race in the P1 SuperStock Series. As right now, way out front is Team Allison, but the battle right now is for 2nd place. Elijah Kingery looks back to see who it is that's behind him. He is way out front right now. On board with Boat Wrench, currently running in 4th position behind Halloween Megastore, as Halloween Megastore comes across their bow to make that one right-hand turn on the course. Team Allison Oil way out front. They have clean water as Bill and Elijah Kingery counting the time. Currently running in 3rd place, Jason Morton and Trey Johnson in Southeastern Lighting Solutions, our team from Morehead City, North Carolina. And their team boat, Halloween Megastore, currently running in 4th position. And the white flag is out. We are starting the final lap as Team Allison Oil comes by and captures the white flag. Way out front right now, picking up where they left off at the last race. GD Environmental Services currently running in 2nd. You don't even see the whitewash from the boat ahead of them. That just shows you how far out front Allison Oil is right now. James Norville and Charlie Young. As Allison Oil is on their final lap. This is the first heat of 5 here in St. Cloud, Florida. As we go back on board number 55 Southeastern Lighting Solutions, you can see the spread between first and second. As Southeastern Lighting Solutions come by, they are currently in 3rd place. Our team from Morehead City, North Carolina. As we go back on board with our leaders, Bill and Elijah Kingery in Team Allison Oil. And they are coming by. There is the checkered flag. They see the win in sight, and they take the win here in round number 1. So Allison Oil takes the win, followed by GD Environmental Services, then Southeastern Lighting Solutions in 3rd.
So after race 1, we've had a short delay here in St. Cloud because of a thunder and lightning storm. But we've had the all clear, so hopefully we're going to head on out now. As you can see the boats behind me, and get race 2 underway.
And the boats are lined up for heat number 2 here in St. Cloud, Florida. We have a green flag and they are underway. Now the boats start in the opposite finish position from the last heat. So that means the winner of the last heat, Allison Oil, is on the outside and Visit Jacksonville is on the inside. As we go on board Team Boat Wrench, they are closer to the inside lane. Still right behind Halloween Megastore as we have that green flag and they are on their way to turn 1. Out front right now, Team Leica Mobile. That is Visit Jacksonville. Comes across the wake and slides right in front of Team Boat Wrench. Leica Mobile's out front. Number 15 Boat Wrench had to adjust. As let's take a look at it from another angle. Halloween Megastore, there you see Visit Jacksonville skips across the wake. Close call on turn 1, but everybody makes it around clean. Allison Oil on the outside. Currently in a side-by-side battle for 3rd place. Allison Oil and Halloween Megastore side by side. Leica Mobile out front. GD Environmental Services in 2nd position. As Halloween Megastore is on the outside on the right-hander, Allison Oil lost a little bit of ground on that as we go back on board our leader, Leica Mobile, with Lee Baker and Sandy Kenningsman. Lee from Las Vegas, Nevada. Halloween Megastore has now moved solidly into 3rd place. Allison Oil swings wide on the outside as we go on board number 55 Southeastern Lighting Solutions. They're back in 6th position. Never completely recovered from that start, getting squeezed to the outside. Here's our 2nd place boat, GD Environmental Services, trying to challenge Leica Mobile, but they're about 3 boat lengths behind right now on the outside. GD Environmental Services, our team from Wales, as Leica Mobile comes around turn 1. They are out front. GD Environmental Services just to the outside of their wake, running in 2nd position, just to the back end of the rooster tail. Halloween Megastore currently in 3rd position, right on the tail as they come across the wake. Allison Oil in 4th, right on their tail. As we get a nice clean look at GD Environmental Services. James Norville and Charlie Young, they are currently the points leaders overall in the 2015 Championship Series, and they are the defending 2015 champions. Lee Baker and Sandy Kenningsman make their way around the 1 right-hand turn on the race course, still out front. Halloween Megastore making their boat wide, pushing Allison Oil to the outside. Allison Oil trying to figure out a way to get around Halloween Megastore, and they can't find a clean line. Bill and Elijah Kingery, father and son team from Columbus, Ohio. Bill on the throttles, and you can see the weather starting to get bad. Leica Mobile's actually turned their running lights on, and the checkered flag is out. Just in time as the weather really starts getting bad, Lee Baker and Sandy Kenningsman take the win here in heat number 2. Let's take a look at the results for heat number 2. Leica Mobile takes the win, followed by GD Environmental Services, Halloween Megastore, and Team Allison Oil. And the umbrellas come out.
Well, in difficult conditions, the boats went out there and did their thing, and it was Leica Mobile who took the second race of the day. Doesn't look like this rain is stopping anytime soon, so I think we're going to pack up and come back and do it all again tomorrow. So welcome back to day 2 here in St Cloud on the penultimate weekend of the 2015 SuperStock Championship. The setting here on East Lake Toho normally delivers us some of the fastest, flattest, calmest racing conditions under beautiful Floridian skies. But yesterday, wow, that was anything but.
And we have a green flag, and it's Allison Oil off to an early jump in lane 2. Lee Baker and Sandy Kenningsman take the win here in heat number 2.
So Halloween Megastore, Walt, Jamie, good to see you this morning. You had quite an outing out there yesterday.
We did. We ran the boat really hard, which is very typical for us on the first day. The second day, we tend to always run a little bit better. We're a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable. We're really looking for a podium finish today.
Jamie, it was tricky conditions out there yesterday. It must have really been a team effort in the boats.
Definitely was. We were working together, watching everybody. A little different race on the fresh water.
So Southeastern Lighting, good to see you guys this morning. You had quite an eventful day yesterday. You were in the mix with both of the races.
Boat's running good. Yesterday I was pleased. Looking forward to today. Gonna give them a run for the money. We got some points to make up for, so that's our target.
We're looking for a checkered flag today.
Well, here we are then on the boat ramp, and what a difference a day makes. Martin, good to see you this morning, and I tell you what, better to see that sunshine up there in the sky.
You know, yesterday the weather was definitely challenging. Visibility becomes a problem when you have that. The teams all got out of the boats drenched, but you know what? They got out of the boats drenched from this way, not from the water the other way.
Well, one boat that didn't make the top 2 yesterday is going in behind us, HalloweenMegastore.com. I've spoken to Walt this morning. He's looking to be pushing those boys of Leica and GD all the way to the checkered flag, so
no
should
question.
Be a good
and
bout.
you know, those guys had a fantastic fight yesterday with Allison Oil, deck to deck for 3rd place, so they are still in the hunt. But that tie for 1st place after the end of the first day, that's where we're going to have all the excitement today.
You're going to go and get set ready for the commentary?
Absolutely.
Great stuff. Let's go racing.
On board with GD Environmental Services. The boats are lined up. We have a green flag, and they are underway. This time it's Leica Mobile that starts way to the outside as we see Charlie Young looking behind to find that line to let James know when he can come across. Team Boat Wrench getting right up beside Allison Oil. Not even a foot separates the two of them. As Allison Oil starts to pull ahead and getting a good jump here at the start. They are now out front. 2nd place GD Environmental Services to their outside. Boat Wrench is now right alongside Halloween Megastore. And just to the outside of Halloween Megastore is Team Leica Mobile as all the boats will make their way through turn 1. Allison Oil comes out ahead. About a 2-boat length lead. GD Environmental Services comes across. They're on the outside. Boat Wrench is currently in 3rd position. As Allison Oil has a rooster tail lead over GD Environmental Services as they make their way towards the right-hander. GD Environmental Services dives to the inside, trying to find that short distance around the race course, but that's going to put them on the outside for the right-hand turn. Team Boat Wrench has Halloween Megastore just off to their side as we go back on board with Allison Oil. GD Environmental Services is right on that wake, trying to find that fast way around the race course. Bill and Elijah Kingery making their way around turn 1 one more time. GD Environmental Services continues in 3rd place. This time, Boat Wrench has now moved themselves into 3rd place, having gotten around Halloween Megastore, as Allison Oil continues to dominate here in St. Cloud. Current running orders: Team Allison Oil in 1st place, GD Environmental in 2nd, Boat Wrench in 3rd, Halloween Megastore in 4th. As you see that gap right there, GD Environmental Services tries to swing to the outside. Halloween Megastore is trying to run down Team Boat Wrench, running right on the outside of their wake. Rob Gina and Gary Harris in Team Boat Wrench Solidly in third place as we go back on board Allison Oil as they look back. The checkered flag is out. Here in heat number 3, Allison Oil is going to take the win once again here in St. Cloud, breaking that points tie and moving them into first place overall. Let's take a look at the results. Team Allison Oil takes the win, followed by GD Environmental Services, Team Boat Wrench, followed by Halloween Megastore and Leica Mobile. With the impending weather, we jump immediately to heat number 4. Allison Oil got a good jump, but it was GD Environmental Services that got a running start, made their way across the fleet, got out into the lead, and ended up taking the win in heat number 4 in St. Cloud. With the win going to GD Environmental Services, followed by Halloween Megastore, Team Allison Oil, Leica Mobile, and Boat Wrench. As the teams make their way back to the pits, they get a little bit of a break before we hope to squeeze in the 5th and final heat here in St. Cloud.
Well, the good news is the rain has held off and we're going to get the last race of the weekend done. And it's going to be all about GD Environmental and Allison Oil who are pushing for that top step of the podium. But you can fully expect all of the other boat teams, well, they're going to be chasing them down hard.
And the boats are lined up for their 5th and final heat here in St. Cloud, Florida, race number 5, and we have a green flag. The fleet making its way to turn 1 on the inside. Southeastern Lighting Solutions right alongside them is Team Boat Wrench, but jumping off to an early lead again. A good run is Allison Oil. They have about a half a boat length now on the fleet as Halloween Megastore dives way to the inside, cuts across the whole fleet. They want that inside line as they make their way towards turn 1. GD Environmental Services is on the outside as they all start the turn. But now on the inside is Halloween Megastore. They squeeze up alongside their teammate, Southeastern Lighting Solutions. They are now side by side. They've got a little bit of an edge. Southeastern Lighting Solutions has about a half a boat length, but has to give them a lane. Southeastern Lighting Solutions on the inside, but the leader coming out as 2 boats get side by side. They bump twice, and now 3 times. That is Team Boat Wrench bumping right up alongside Team Leica Mobile as they make their way around turn 1 and 2. Now Leica Mobile jumps across the wake, but they are currently now side by side in a battle for 3rd against this boat, GD Environmental Services. Tight racing at the start of this 5th and final heat. As we see those 2 boats coming together, that is Boat Wrench and Leica Mobile. Leica Mobile is kind of pinned up on that wake. They had nowhere to go. GD Environmental Services now challenging Boat Wrench. They are in 3rd position, trying to get around Team Boat Wrench, which is currently now in 2nd place. GD Environmental Services swings way to the outside of Boat Wrench. And here you see how close Boat Wrench is to Leica Mobile Racing. There's 1 touch. Here's a 2nd touch. They are just deck to deck 3 times, making their way towards turn 1. Sandy Kenningsman just can't believe they were bumping side by side. As we go back to our battle for 2nd place, there goes Allison Oil coming by in 1st. Boat Wrench in 2nd place. Right to the outside of them is GD Environmental Services. Leica Mobile hard pressed to stay right in that 4th position. GD Environmental Services carries the speed on the outside, briefly moving themselves into 2nd place. But Boat Wrench has that inside lane. That is where they want to be, making their way around the turn. They are now heading towards the right-hander. Side-by-side battle for 3rd place as we go back on board with GD Environmental Services. Boat Wrench has now moved a little bit more ahead of GD Environmental Services, so we've got Allison Oil, Boat Wrench, and GD Environmental Services in our top 3 here in the final heat in St. Cloud. Boat Wrench has the inside lane. GD Environmental Services just doesn't have the legs to get around them, but they carry all kinds of speed on the outside edge. Leica Mobile squares it off on the inside. They're trying to get themselves into the hunt. GD Environmental Services coming around the outside. Boat Wrench still on the inside. As Rob Gina and Gary Harris continue to hold on to 2nd place. GD Environmental Services dives to the inside. Let's see if they can make up some ground there. They now come up alongside. And Lee Baker and Sandy Kenningsman can only sit back and watch as they are currently in 4th position. GD Environmental Services dove to the inside. That put them on the outside for the right-hander. And Boat Wrench was able to hold him off. Now Leica Mobile coming up hard on the inside as we go back on board with James Norville and Charlie Young. Team Leica Mobile now moves themselves into third position. Boat Wrench in second place as they charge towards turn one and the start-finish line. Allison Oil goes by. They've opened up a big margin right now, but this is the best finish of the year for Boat Wrench currently. Running in second place, Gary Harris and Rob Gina throwing the boat around the turns. Leica Mobile right on their hip, followed by GD Environmental Services, now in fourth place. Leica Mobile in third, as you see GD Environmental Services again dive across the wake, move to the inside. Sandy has to look back to the other side to see where GD Environmental Services went. And here comes Allison Oil heading towards the start-finish line. This should be the checkered flag. As they come towards the win, that'll be 3 wins for them for the weekend. The hand goes up by Elijah as they take the win in heat number 5. Let's take a look at our race results for heat 5. Allison Oil takes the win, followed by Boat Wrench in second and Leica Mobile in third.
The secret is to get out front and hang on.
Yeah, once you have clean water, you don't have to worry about anybody's wake. You can run whatever line you want, and it's pretty hard to catch you at that point.
And now the focus goes to the final race of the season and overall standings. GD Environmental Services is still out front. Leica Mobile in second place overall, followed by Allison Oil, Halloween Megastore, and Boat Wrench.
We've only got 1 weekend left of the championship, so pretty exciting for next time out.
It's really tight, but GD Environmental Services, those guys still are in the points lead, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can do it 2 years in a row, and everybody wants to knock them off.
Of course they do. Join us next time then for more great racing on P1 Superstock. See ya.